Hi, I'm Pastor Walker. I'm the lead pastor of Lost Warrior Ministries. I was the associate pastor for Lost Sheep Ministries and the youth minister for Truly God's Country Cowboy Church. Most of you know me, however, by my writings. I'm a writer. I write articles and news stories for several different outlets. My current one is madworldnews.com, part of the Conservatives Exposing Liberal Lies group. We work together to try to expose the truth in this mad world that we live in. I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of preaching. Not so comfortable with the old-fashioned snooty churches. I go out usually to like the veteran centers and places like that, and I work with individuals that are a lot like me. Most people don't realize I'm a disabled veteran myself. And like most disabled veterans, I may not appear so much as hurt on the outside. However, there are scars and wounds that no one can see. One of my worst incidents that ever occurred to me didn't happen overseas. It happened right here during stateside. I was a military police officer. I served in law enforcement for well over 17 years before the doctors finally told me I had to retire. We had got back stateside. We'd gone out to celebrate one of the soldiers' birthdays. During that time, he got a little tipsy, of course, it's celebration of his birthday. He's over 20 years old. Hey! Well, we'd got outside. It was a cold, frigid night in Massachusetts, and the ice had pretty much locked the inside door. I had a group of individuals that I thought were helping him to the car. Unfortunately, they had other plans. When I got inside the car and went and opened up the passenger door, they threw him off a bridge in front of me and told me that if I knew better, I needed to keep my mouth shut. Being a military police officer myself, of course that didn't set too well, but I lived with several years. That was 1995. Now, I was one of the lucky ones. I had a strong family. I had my faith. I had outlets like video games that I could get my frustrations out on. I learned to cope without a lot of drugs and everything. In fact, I'd done really well until about 3-4 years ago when a doctor decided to put me on Chantix without looking at my medical records to see that I had suffered from PTSD, and about drove me crazy. That, and the VA has a habit of giving a lot of pills and stuff that our veterans really don't need. It really does more damage than good. Some of the medications they put me on made me feel like a cardboard box. Some almost killed me. And this is the veteran's answer for these others that are suffering. Let's just give them pills. Let's turn them into feeling like a cardboard box. I remember watching a video just not too long ago on YouTube of another guy that does this, that instead of going out and preaching and counseling to veterans and bikers and the such, he literally started a program to help veterans. But it's not just us that suffer. It's our families and loved ones that have to watch us go through the pain and don't understand. It's our wives who get chewed out in anger, sometimes even choked, or thrown off of a bed with a mattress covering them up when we have flashbacks. It's our children who take the brunt of, why doesn't Daddy want to say anything? Why isn't, Daddy's my hero, why doesn't he talk to me? It's the loved ones. We're facing a very, very severe period in the United States. We had more deaths by suicide of our veterans than died in combat. This is the third year in a row this has happened. We need to do something about that, and that's why I support Battling Bear. My wife was turned on to it by a cousin of mine who actually has a husband who's in the service, and went out and took the photos herself. My wife was even thinking about doing photos herself. A lot of people look at the sites, they see women and children with words written on them, but they really don't understand what it means. And they get in there and they actually start reading the program, and they start realizing that this is calling attention to a need in our society. We need our family support. We need groups and outlets for these soldiers and families. We need places that they can go. And that's what Battling Bear does. As for the soldiers, guys, I'm living proof. I left the service in 1996. I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I still have a purpose. We all do. We need to band together as a country, and we need to do something. Anything. We have a problem. Groups like Battling Bear call attention to it. People like me writing about it. And actually going out and counseling these people and these families. That's what it's all about. That's what needs to be done. Because if not, how many more countless lives will be hurt because we do nothing?